A person says, Jim, I'm out of work so much while waiting for transplant that recently my job actually let me go. Who can I turn to, and are there any laws or regulations that might help? Hey there, welcome back to the Transplant Helper again today. My name is Jim Merle, and if you're joining me today, probably you or maybe someone you know are facing a very, very, very challenging situation. Being out of work due to waiting for transplant can be extremely difficult. So I want to start by saying how sorry I am about that. I know it's a struggle. And also I want to let you know, it is a tough road ahead. However, I do have a little bit of information I can share that may be able to help. Today, we are talking about what you can do if you lose your job because of a health condition in general. There are some legal protections and resources that could support you during this time. First up, let's talk about the Family Medical Leave Act, or FMLA for short. This federal law allows eligible employees to take up to 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave for a serious health condition, like waiting for organ transplant. This means that if you qualify, your employer has to hold your job or offer you an equivalent one upon your return. To be eligible for FMLA, you need to have worked for your employer for at least 12 months and clocked at least 1,250 hours over the past year. Also, your company must be at least 50 employees and within a 75-mile radius. It's definitely worth looking into if you haven't already. Also, another important law to be aware of is the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA for short. This law protects you from discrimination based on your disability, which includes serious health conditions like the need for a transplant. The ADA requires your employee to provide, quote, reasonable accommodations. This could mean things like a modified work schedule or even a leave of absence, as long as it doesn't cause the business, quote, undue hardship. If you think your employer isn't meeting these obligations, you might take time to seek out some legal advice. Also, each state has its own set of laws too. Some offer more protections than the FMLA does, so it is a good idea to check with your state's labor department website or consult a legal professional. You might have more options available than you think. Now, aside from the legal aspects, let's talk for just a moment about disability insurance. If your employer provides either short-term or long-term disability insurance, you could be eligible for benefits while you're out of work. These benefits can provide partial income replacement, which can be a huge help during a tough time like this. Now, here's a really big issue. Oftentimes, if you lose your job, your insurance coverage goes with it. But if you lose your job, you may be able to keep your health insurance through the program called COBRA for up to 18 months. The catch here is you will have to pay all the premiums full price out of pocket. Yeah, that can be difficult. But it is so much better than losing coverage altogether in certain situations. Again, check with your state's laws. Some offer additional protections even above that. The biggest thing to remember is if you feel as if you have been unfairly treated or terminated because of your health, an employment lawyer can be a great resource. They can help you to understand your rights and potential legal options. Don't forget about advocacy groups either, like the Transplant Recipients International Organization, also known as TRIO, or the National Kidney Foundation. They oftentimes can provide support to help to reconnect you with resources in your specific situation. And then finally, if you are unable to work because of your health, you might be eligible for Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, or Supplemental Security Insurance, or SSI. These programs do provide a small amount of financial assistance, and you may qualify. Navigating all this can definitely feel overwhelming, but you don't have to go it alone. Reaching out to legal professionals or other advocacy groups can give you guidance when you need it. Remember, you have rights and resources out there for your support. I'm one of them, and I'm cheering for you and definitely praying for your situation. Thank you for joining me today on the Transplant Helper. If you have any questions or need further information, please feel free to reach out. And as always, stay stronger, my friend.